I know it looks like I've given up on life. Whatever. Hopefully my glasses aren't crooked. This would be the 4th time I shot this video. I'm holding up 8 fingers. This fucking thing. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's MRM, sponsored by Mountain Dew. Not really. The movie I'm going to be recommending for you guys to watch this week is 1992's Sidekicks.
Thanks, Barry. Thanks for helping me out again.
That's all right, Chuck. That's what sidekicks are for.
I've had talks with him about the daydreams.
If you're not too chicken. Why don't you just quit now to avoid the embarrassment?
A dreamer, a champion, an unbeatable team. Sidekicks.
Sidekicks stars Jonathan Brandis, who also plays the character Bill in Stephen King's miniseries It.
You're through, Bowers. Get out.
You stuttering freak.
The love interest is going to be Danica McKellar. She also played in The Wonder Years. Joe Piscopo, who plays Kelly Stone, the bad guy in this movie. So this movie was directed by Aaron Norris. Aaron Norris is actually Chuck Norris's brother, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, like I said, I didn't know that he had a brother. This is something that I just recently learned as well after finding out who Aaron Norris was. Aaron Norris. Doing a little bit of research, I figured out that Aaron Norris also participated in the MCU. He did stunt work on the Ant-Man movie. Chuck Norris is in this movie. He's the main hero. He's not the main character, but he is the main hero. And he did this movie as a favor for his brother. The plot of the movie follows Jonathan Brandis' character, who plays a character named Barry.
But wherever I am, whatever I'm doing, all you gotta do is ask, Chuck.
And he's always daydreaming about helping him out, being a sidekick. And constantly in the daydreams, he's always saving Danica McKellar, who plays a character named Lauren. They're in the jungle, they're at a factory that's exploding, they're ninjas, just whatever. And that's his way to escape from being bullied.
So where's your friend Chucky now, retard?
And having to deal with asthma and stuff. It's just his break from a reality. Eventually it comes to the point where he needs to start defending himself because he's being bullied constantly by a guy that's not even worth mentioning. But yeah, so he's being bullied by this guy, and he wants to be able to defend himself. So him and his dad go to a dojo for him to start learning martial arts and self-defense. And they meet Kelly Stone.
Hey! Don't touch that. So you want to learn karate, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah? You mean yes, sir. Don't you, son? Could you wheeze a little quieter, kid? I'm trying to talk here.
You must be pretty good to win all this stuff.
Well, I don't like to brag or anything.
Yeah, I bet you're almost as good as Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris? Chuck Norris? He doesn't compete anymore, kid. And one of the main reasons he doesn't is me. He doesn't compete because I would kick his ass.
Let's go, son. Come on.
Yeah.
Kick his ass.
That's the first time.
And this actually happens to be one of my favorite scenes. The back and forth, just how butthurt this guy gets from Chuck Norris. Like, even just breathing his name and his presence makes him so upset. And Barry's teacher introduces them to her uncle.
That is your first lesson. You must always be ready. I will help you learn what you want to know. You will work with these an hour each day. If you make a mistake, they will sting you.
This way he can gain some self-worth. So it's some of those things that he has to overcome. They all sign up for this tournament or whatever, and that's kind of where Chuck Norris comes into play a little bit more. He's kind of thrown in and out of the movie. Like throughout the daydreams he pops up and stuff. But he's in reality, he's actually there when they go to this tournament. And that's something for the climax of the movie that I'll save. But also, keeping it with the tournament, there's a scene or there's a daydream that he has, particularly at the tournament, after he's already like trained with his nunchucks and gotten better. Side note, they're metal nunchucks, and he's demonstrating. There's all kinds of different martial artists there, and they demonstrate different weapons, and he's demonstrating how to use nunchucks.
Oh, a fellow chucker, eh? Keep practicing.
In that scene when he's daydreaming, he turns into this like badass ninja with all these like white gi. It's like a ninja gi, but he's got like padding all over the place. I thought it was the coolest thing when I was younger. It's still pretty cool. Isn't that pretty cool? That's pretty cool.
That's pretty neat.
At this tournament, I know I said I was going to ruin it, but you get to see Stone and Chuck Norris kind of face off. So that's the payoff. Like a 3-star rating on IMDb. It is what it is. It's a really campy, cheesy movie that had Chuck Norris in it. So going along the lines of ridiculousness with this movie, there is one scene that I happen to think is pretty out there, just because it wouldn't work in real life, but that's what this movie is. Growing up, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was like one of the coolest things ever, but now watching it, it's just like, oh my god, like, there's 20 of you. Somebody sweep this guy's leg.
Sweep the leg.
Never would work. That would never work. But it looks cool, right? So that's Sidekicks. I just wanted to... I know it's not worth 4 recordings for me to get this out there, but it was just one of those movies I had on my list. I wanted to get it out. I don't remember... I didn't say this, but I said it on a previous recording, but now I'll say it again. I do intend to do a lot more modern movies and more current things. I stuck with older movies because those are the movies that I watched and the movies that I remember the most. So it was easier to make these. I think that the latest movie I did was District 9. I think that was 2009. So that was like the newest shit that I did. I've recently watched the It movie again, so I wanted to go back and do the newer one, the 2017 version of it. I think I'm going to stick with older movies, but just sprinkle in newer movies here and there or whatever for people that aren't familiar with the older movies, but that's what this is for anyways, is just to get the older movies that people have forgotten or never seen before and go watch those. That's going to be it for this week as far as this movie goes. I'll see you guys next week. Later. I'm not monetized yet for these segments. I have, however, been copyrighted for a few of them. The companies that own the content that I use, some of the content that I use. It's not on every video, but every once in a while, maybe a video is too long or the sound will trigger something and then it'll go into a thing, and if they want to, they can pretty much tell me to cease and desist that video, or they can just cut it off. But they haven't, and I've looked at a couple of things, and it'll say that it's copyrighted, so I can't monetize off of it. I can't make any money off of it, but they're allowing me to keep it. So I thought it was really cool that the people that own the licensing, or the companies that own this material, either A, think it's alright for me to, just like, oh yeah, keep going. I'm not doing anything bad. I'm kind of hyping up their movie, like giving them free advertisement. So it's, I thought it was pretty cool. It's just a little tidbit of information that you guys might not know. I used to grow up watching Dragon Ball Z, the Turtles, martial arts movies, Jet Li, Jackie Chan, Donnie Yen, Bruce Lee. I would always daydream about just walking into a random like dojo and challenging like everybody to a fight. And in my daydreams I would win. Like, that's how outlandish my daydreams are.